All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Makar
Makar,
Kadash.
Kadash.
All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect. Fuck it. All the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, with the brother, we got together to do a live show, through the spirit, of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai.
Yeah. And this is just a disclaimer. We were short a garment, so I can that we weren't able to accommodate properly. So since the brother is doing the show, he's gonna lead off, and of course I'm gonna be the researcher. The researcher. Hey, so you go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so as you can see, it says the beauty of the beast. So when we say that, you know, matter of fact, let's get a scripture. Can you get first off, what is the beast? We're gonna start right there. Revelation 13.
Revelations 13. Okay, so I can. Revelations 13 and you want to start at 13 or
13. You could let me see. You could start at
like,
1.
You want to start at 1?
Yeah, basically 1 through 3.
Come. Revelation 13 and 1, it says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy."
Yeah, so the 10 heads and the 10 horns is talking about these nations, okay? These European nations, these countries that all make up the beast. You got, I don't want to, we don't have to go through all of them, but
Yeah, we can go through all of them.
okay.
Just get it for edification,
Let's see, I had my list, but the European countries, okay, researcher.
All right. Let's see if I can zoom in on it a bit. All right. Let's see here. The seven heads was the German major, German minor, Rome, France, Spain, Britain, and Greece. And so the German major, the Romans, French, Spanish, German minor, and Greece. And the 10 would be Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany.
Right. So that's the beast, and of course you have the horse sitting on the beast, which is America.
Con.
Right. So go ahead. Where you left off?
It says, "And I saw, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion."
Right. So that represents first that leopard being Alexander from way back in the day, Alexander the Greek. And then when you go to the bears, talking about Russia, and the lion being Britain, because all these countries, they have a component to do with the beast. All right, it started with the Greeks, and then it transitioned. But go ahead.
It says, "And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority."
Right, and the dragon being the Roman Empire.
You ready to continue?
Yeah.
Go ahead, slack it. It says, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all of the world wondered after the beast.
Right. So that's the reincarnation of that Roman Empire coming into transition where we're at today here in America.
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, now that we know who the beast is, let's talk about the beauties and what's going to manifest from this beast. Because what's going to come out of it is the chip, the RFID chip. All right.
Yeah, yep. That's one of the beauty, and like the brother said, so Salakia, I just want to get this real quick in a blue letter. I didn't have it pulled up. We kind of started quicker than I expected, but hey, that's the spirit, you know. Quench not the spirit. Right. So in Second Corinthians, Second Colossians, no, Corinthians. So like I always get Corinthians and Colossians mixed up. It says, "And marvel, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." You know, so this is basically proving that Satan will transform into a situation of positivity. So, see here. See here. I want to pull up something real quick to show you for how Satan can turn into that beauty. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. It's like you, Akim, because I'm just getting it off of impulse, basically. All right, so we're gonna go into Matthew chapter 4, verse 1, right? It says, "Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command these stones be made bread." You know, so this, let's say Satan is a representative of the beast, right? Which he is, but in this situation, just comparing and contrasting. The Lord was hungry, and the Satan came to him and said, "Do what? Make the stones be bread." That's the beauty, you know. He wanted him to eat,
Okay.
right? So, that's what Satan will do. Satan, as a deceiver, you know, and the adversary also, Satan and Shaitan, adversary or devil, you know, same thing. That's not the same thing, but two entities, but they both coincide as far as one agenda, is to stop the process of the Lord. Not stop the commandments or be against the Lord, but stop the process. All right? What was the process for the Lord to it'll tell you the process after he finished dealing with Satan, and straightway, the Holy Spirit came, type of deal. But in this situation, Satan basically said, "Hey, you hungry? Get yourself some bread." He even offered it in the kingdom. You know, people might not see that as a temptation, but guess what? The Lord was coming here to do what? To get the kings to death and get the kingdom, right? To be sit on the right hand of the Most High. And Satan was trying to stop that through giving him the kingdom how he wanted it.
Kind of give him the easy way out.
Yeah, give him the easy way out. So that's the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is basically the easy way out to financial, because what it says about monetary gain, you know. It says this. It's like, yeah. I don't know if I spelled it right. I did. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7:12 says, "For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it." So it says here that money is a defense, right? So going to dealing with the Lord, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with us with the RFID chip, they're going to present it as a defense, because right now it's especially right now with the government shutdown and everything, the inflation of the dollar, you feel defenseless because no matter how hard you work, you still are not able to make ends meet. No matter how many credentials or educational status you have, or certificates, or diplomas, or masters, you still don't have a secured job. Just like Union Pacific, they just laid off 2.5 years ago. They laid off thousands of employees, and then this year, last year they laid off thousands of employees. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a secure job. But when they implement this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, it would turn into a security. It'll say, hey, you're guaranteed. You don't have to worry about your money.
Yeah.
Not only does it do that, but then you got people being human trafficking, people being kidnapped and abducted, and you're saying, hey, you don't have to worry about your kid. You know what I'm saying? Your kid, everywhere your kid go if you get this RFID chip. Your grandma fall and bust her neck wide open, and she's on the floor for months. And no, she's been on the floor for weeks, and nobody came and helped her. And you can be like, okay, your grandma get this chip, then you don't have to worry about your grandma. She might not be able to get the limb alert, life alert, and she might have go into a diabetic coma or whatever, and you don't have to worry about that. So Esau, or Satan, via Esau, brings the beauty in the beast. They basically make it a beautiful thing to deal with Satan, or deal with the ways of the wicked, Let's see here. Yeah, that's all I wanted to get for that one. So you want me to go back to Revelations real quick, or you looking something up?
Yeah.
So in Revelations chapter verse 3, it says, chapter 13, verse 3, it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And basically Rome was at the brink of death. They basically, after the Roman collapse, after the Holy Roman Empire, they fell, and they weren't the head power of the world, and people thought it was over for Rome. But Rome was reincarnated through America, because a lot of tendencies that America used are Roman based, just like their courthouses, their court system, their Senate set up from Democrat and Republic, the Congress, the way they judge, the way their medical field is set up, everything is in Latin. The word FEMA is Latin, humerus, those are tibia, fibula, those are Latin terms. All medical terms are Latin based, all right, which shows that they get their power from Rome, okay?
You got all the buildings, the state building, the Capitol buildings, everything, like the brother said, it's the same thing. The interstate, you got the roads, everything stems from Rome.
Yep, the aqueduct, the plumbing system, is Roman based, because that what made Rome great too, is the ability to have water transfer in and out to different cities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I watched one of my favorite movies, Black Hawk Down, and dude said, he said, don't think because we don't have running water that I'm simple, General. And he basically was talking about America. It says because they got running water, they able to get that clean water on access. Which is a Roman trait throughout the aqueducts.
Right. Can you get Jeremiah 51:7 from the Bible, Kushah?
Jeremiah 51:7.
Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Let's see here, it's like Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
All right, so the philosophies that these nations are kicking, or that Babylon's kicking to these nations, all the beauty, the things that we look at that are abominations, the things that we look at that are against the scriptures, are the opposite for the world. You know, committing adultery, stealing, partying on New Year's, celebrating Christmas, all these things, they're beautiful to the world. These are the beauties that people find in Babylon. These are the beauties that people find in the beast system. All right. But to us, they're the opposite. As well as when they go to implement this mark of the beast system, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be that same energy, because they're going to put you in a dire strait. They're going to put you in a position that when they go ahead to implement this beast, it's going to be beautiful for you. You ain't going to have no choice but to get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet, as sweet as Sunday morning. Sweet as lemonade. Once they get the masses, then they're gonna invoke a law to make everybody else get it. Just like women's rights and homosexuality. It was like, oh, you got the freedom. You can love, and this is love, and this and that. And then once they got everybody, then what happened? They said, if you do this as a hate crime, and you do that as a hate crime. And people think because you create a new law, this is how stupid niggas is. Just because you create a new law, they think that you're structuring the world. Really, you're limiting, and you're being more controlled, because now you can't say this to a woman because of Me Too, and now you can't say this to, it's ma'am. Now you can't say they're creating laws and they're restricting you. So ultimately, this RFID chip is the ultimate law restricted to say I own you, because the mark of the beast, it goes back to 666, and that word mark goes back to charagma, which means an incision in the skin, and that letter, that number also goes back to a letter, which means a signet. I believe it's Sa. I believe it's Sa, but it's basically a box with an X, okay, and that was also used as a branding tool to signify that this is mine.
Yeah, ownership.
So that 666 goes back to saying this is mine also. You know what I'm saying? As a Hebrew, when you go into the pictograph of the Hebrew, it goes back into saying it's an ownership. It also goes back into a coiled snake, okay? Just like snakes hang from a tree, they coil up. That's where the 6 comes from. It's basically a coiled snake, okay?
But let me see. From there, we can actually, because you brought up the charagma and everything. Let's go to Revelation 13 and 9, and we're gonna read down from there, because it actually goes into exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think we should keep on going through, because they, let's see what that is. Go ahead, brother. Speak on.
But yeah, so I was actually at work the other day, and I was having a discussion with one of my coworkers about how everything could be set up, or basically, he doesn't deal with cash. So I asked him, why didn't you deal with cash? He said, how easy it was. It was just easier. He didn't have the temptation to want to spend money, and it's not this, that, and the third. So we got to talking about the government shutdown and how those entitlement programs are going to be gone. So then I kind of, through the spirit, I kind of went through a scenario, and I laid down for y'all. It was basically, so imagine you're a woman, and it's the government shut down. All right, you didn't get your food stamps the first month. All right, you might have a little bit of savings, you might have something, but now it's the second month. Now it's the third month. Now you're coming into that dire situation. So, and more likely, if you ain't had the food stamps, if you ain't have that rent getting paid, if you ain't have your ADC check coming in, all these things, this is what's holding you up in Babylon. This is what's holding you up in America. So now they say, okay, look, we have a solution. We're gonna implement this RFID chip. Okay, all your money, all the entitlement programs, everything that we were giving you before are gonna be on this chip. Now you're gonna be enticed to take that chip. And another thing that we had spoke on was, you got the red list, the blue list, and the green list. Isn't that what it is?
I can look it up.
Yellow, I believe it's yellow, red, yellow, and green. Yeah, the red list is the people who pretty much absolutely won't take the chip. They're street preachers. They're people that are known that they're not going to take this chip. Then you have the green lights, the people that they'll just take it willingly, and you have the people that are on the fence, the yellow. But when they go to implement this and they switching everything over, they're gonna know, okay, so and so took it, but so and so didn't take it. We have what's called biometrics. So, fuck it. They already have your face. They have all the information. They got your Facebook. They have everything that they really need on you already. So when they go to their list and they say, okay, Johnny took it, Susie took it. Well, how come Ryan didn't take it? So they might send you a letter in the mail. Well, hey Ryan, you didn't turn your money in, to put your money on the chip. What's going on? They might even say you got 60 days. Or they put a deadline on it. All right, by this date, you have to turn your money in order to get it put on your chip, or it's gonna be worth nothing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some kind of
Really, the incentive program is just getting the masses. Once you get the old people, you get the young. You got the old people with the vitals and the diabetes and things like that. Then you get the young, which is kidnapping and vitals also because the chip will read your vitals too, right? And then you get the younger people, the mid level, the food stamps, your financial aid, things like that. You got everybody. So once you got the bulk of the people, then you can say, look, in order for this to come into fruition, or basically gonna turn and say, look, man, these people ain't with the program. You know what I'm saying? They're the problem on why everything's not working. And I wanted to get this real quick, which it says, this is Jeremiah Project site. I just sifted through like 3 sites and I just settled with this one basically. It says understanding the Hegelian dialect of problem reaction solution. Okay. Down further into the page, they had some bones, but I just wanted to get to the problem. It says first, a problem is created and designed to elicit a certain reaction out of the public. What is the problem? Lack of funds, lack of resources, child abduction, old people dying, and animals attacking, and all this crazy stuff, right? That's the problem. The people react. Oh, let's stop this. Let's stop this outcry. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. Then the people demand something to be done about the problem and willingly accept the pre-planned New World Order solution, which is the RFID chip.
okay.
A solution that always involves actions or legislation that never would have passed under a normal circumstance. So you can't just come out and say, hey man, what y'all think about the RFID chip being a new financial system and everybody's doing good economically and say, no, we don't need that. No, so they fuck with the fiat system, you know what I'm saying? Because fiat is so let it be. They can raise it up, they can drop it down, same with the houses. They can kidnap people. People are doing just fine. People could be morally upstanding and good, and Esau implement Trump and implement this person, implement like the school shootings. You know what I'm saying? To knowing where your child is and knowing where this kid at and all that. All that is like a problem. People, we need to stop. They need gun laws, gun laws, gun laws. Even the guns. The guns is going to be chip activated. You know what I'm saying? Where basically, just like the vehicles are on the way is being chip activated to being push start. To where this my key fob. I'm not gonna show you my car. I don't know, but my key fob here. My car ain't gonna work unless this is close to the car. They're gonna turn this. Yeah, they're gonna turn this into a chip. So when I walk up to my car, I can lock it with my keys. But I only use that like one time since I had the vehicle. Because when I walk up to it, all I gotta do is touch underneath, and the car unlocks based off my key fob being close. Now, when I get in the car, you know what I'm saying? Say I automatically start my car. If somebody walks up and try to hit the car and try to get it, won't open up. Or even if they in the car and sitting in that car and they try to push start it, it won't start up because the key fob isn't in there. What you think they're gonna do with the chip?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that will so-called stop car theft, right? You know, and basically, oh, we got this new way, and they're just slowly implementing it with this. It's just slowly implementing. Oh, you can get robbed, you can get jacked. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put everything on debit card and this and that. You know, because people don't use checks anymore; they barely use cash.
Right.
And people say, "I don't want to use cash. I don't want to get robbed," or this and that. And then once they got that, now they got the chip in the card. Then they're gonna move from the chip in the card to putting the chip in you. You know, all you gotta do is swipe. You want to scan for your food? Swipe. Just swipe your hand. Swipe your hand. Just like that commercial with the dude gathering and putting everything in his coat and everything, and then he walked straight past the register, and then the security guard said, "Hey, sir,
your receipt."
you forgot your receipt." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Oh, thank you." You know what I'm saying? And they're basically ushering in the chip, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're making it beautiful for you. You know, they ain't sit
Predictive
there.
programming.
Yeah, they ain't sit there and say, "Look, yo, this is gonna be the mark of the beast," and they say that, and no, they're making it sound like it's real heavily convenient, you know. So yeah, wanted me to get something, Salakia.
Just to read down in the 13th chapter of Revelation.
All right, so I'll start at 4. It says, "And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him?" And that's talking about Babylon, you know what I'm saying? And who's able to, that's what people say, who can stop Babylon? Who can stop their army? You know what I'm saying? And they always say that, you know, because Babylon has been made strong, okay? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. So that mouth to speak is what? Executing the laws. Because one of the things of the beast is their philosophies: democracy, religion, idolatry, homosexuality, lies, adultery, covetousness, murder. You know, things of that nature. They're able to implement and make it okay. They make it okay to murder,
Right.
and call it, well, this is that case and that case. You know what I'm saying? Or adultery and you know, telling a woman, if you don't like that nigga, just get up and leave him. You know what I'm saying? They have the mouth to make it so. You know, because just like we were saying, if we talk about our marriage laws in this society, because they base their marriage laws off of love, if we show you that this is how we show our love in the society according to the scriptures, then people will hate us for it. But with the same ideology, they'll say that it's okay to be a homosexual, or they love each other, let them love each other. But what if I have more than one woman and I'm walking around, oh, you're misusing that woman and you're treating her bad, and well, it's just the way we love, right? But that's not the case, because they use that mouth to speak great things and blasphemies, even saying that the Most High don't exist. Coming up with a whole doctrine. This is the one main blasphemy is saying that the Lord is white, the Edomite, a blonde hair with blue eyes. You know, and the whole world believed that. And the moment you say the Lord's black, he got to have dreadlocks and all that. No, when we say he was a man with, you know, he was only for Israel and things like that, then people got a problem with it.
That's when, the issues arise.
Because that beast spoke great things, right? And says, verse 6, it says, "And he opened his mouth and blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven." So he was blaspheming the Israelites. He was blaspheming the ways of the Most High. Okay? It said, "And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world." Now going into what the brother wanted, says, "If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints."
And that's talking about in the kingdom, because of course we're this slavery right now. We've been in slavery back then, all right, and that's going to be a transition, a flip flop, so to speak. That we've been through this hell. Now they got to get this cup. They're going to drink of the same drink that we drank, okay. and double unto double, according to his works.
I want to get the scripture real quick.
Yeah,
So
okay.
James, where you at?
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. I got it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that was the brother saying, because leadeth into captivity, when they led us, there's nothing wrong with slavery, but the process of slavery that Esau did was unjust. Because when people hear about slavery, they automatically get tight in the ass and saying, oh, you shouldn't have any slaves. You're a fucking slave right now, and you enjoy it, right? But the unrighteous part is when you be killing people unjustly, that you're treating them a certain way. To be employed is you're a slave, and
Okay.
people look for employment. You know what I'm saying? You look to be a slave in this society. You know what I'm saying? If your job treats you good, you enjoy that employment. You keep re-signing that contract, get your benefits and then take money out your check, get taxed. You enjoy being a slave. It's just that you don't like Esau slavery, and they try to correlate with that with the Bible. No, Esau was wicked with his slavery. You're not supposed to commit adultery and take another man's woman. You're not supposed to rape their babies, a boy, a girl. You're not supposed to do that type of stuff. You're not supposed to kill somebody. It says if you smite a slave, say basically he's at the brink of death and he survived, you're supposed to let him go. You know what I'm saying? What Esau did, chop off his foot, you know what I'm saying, castrate him and kill him. You're not supposed to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that slave's supposed to be an indentured slave. What's you call that?
Indentured servant.
Yeah, indentured servant. Basically, he's supposed to serve for a certain amount of time. And if that slave is pleased to dwell with thee, then you put a earring in his ear, which basically is a hoop earring. You know what I'm saying? Which Michael Jordan famously wore. He basically pledges allegiance to the whoever he was enslaved to, which we already know, which was the elite banking family, or you can say the Illuminati and things like that. So to be a slave is not biblically is not bad. You know what I'm saying? It just means that you're poor and you need another person's resources to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was basically, if you got a slave and he started tripping, you know what I'm saying? Or like, it's certain rules. If you got a family, you built your family up within that slavery, then you can't leave with that family because that's his property. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a family, you come in there with a family, you get to leave with your family. You know what I'm saying? Because you came in there with your resources, you leave with your resources. And you build yourself up. But Esau slavery was horrendous, man. It was wicked. It was wicked as all hell. So that's what that captivity is. He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. That he led this nation of Israel. Not only did he lead the nation, but he led the apple of the Most High's eye into captivity. So the Most High is going to lead him to that, not only that captivity, but identical. Now, I don't say the same because we're not going to be taking their women when they're married to them. We're not going to be committing homosexual acts. You know what I'm saying? Will we take their women? We're going to take their women, but we're not going to be, they're married. No, we're going to be putting them to hardcore bondage. We're going to be putting them to death. You know what I'm saying? Reincarnating them in a split second. Giving them that Lazarus effect back to back after we put them to death and making sport of them, until we utterly just get tired of them and say, you know what, I'm just tired of fucking these crackers up, man. It's going to be a very long time. It's going to be a 1,000-year period that we get tired of fucking them up. That's like, you get a kid, play with a toy. They're about like 2 days into it. We're going to be like, this is 1,000 years, man.
Right.
365 times 1,000. We don't go according to that, but you get where I'm coming from, you know. So that's what it means, you know. I just wanted to clear it up with slavery because niggas always try to bring slavery up as a reason why they don't believe in the Bible. No, nigga, because pork come from slavery, clubs come from slavery, you know. The judicial system to who tells you what to do comes from slavery. Your employment comes from slavery. And
The basis of America.
Yeah, the basis of America, and you down with that because it's beneficial to you, you know. Is your phone still on, brother?
Nah, it died.
Oh, okay, good. That's why I probably did this over here.
Yeah.
All right. Going on, it says, verse 10. It says, "He that leaveth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints." And says, verse 11, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon."
It's like it. And that goes into what we were talking about earlier about like the Democrats and the Republicans. They had that same thing back then with the plebeians and the partitions.
Yeah, yep. It's just two sides, you know, and it's one horn. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Slakia, let me see here. Satan working. Satan draining my battery too, man. Hey Tilly, you got your charger? I need the block. I need a block and get my charger, please. But we're gonna continue on, you know, before Satan try to interrupt what we're doing. It says, "Behold, another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." You know, so they speak them pleasant things. You know, put my shit on do not disturb too, man. Salakia,
right?
Salakia Akim. I put on do not disturb. You know, but yeah. So they speak them pleasant things. Oh, this person is that, and that person is this. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we need to do. And we got people who listen. That's why I never knew the difference between Fox and NBC or ABC until I actually sit there and with old people and listen up. Like, man, these motherfuckers talking shit about Trump. And then you go to the other one and they talking shit about the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And they both make it sound like if you just listen to that one side, you be like, man,
they're right.
You know, yeah, these niggas over on the other side is dummies. And then you listen to that, be like, oh, Trump's a dumbass. At the end of the day, Trump is just a face of he's just a face for you to blame things on, but the rich elite is running the whole thing, man. You know, the Rothschilds, man. Okay.
It's just they keep playing the game, man. Because that's what I was talking with my coworker about. We was talking about he was trying to big up Obama or whatnot. I'm like, okay, it's all set up by the elites. Because when Obama was was the president, who was trying to bring him down? Who was the main person trying to bring him down? Trump. And you know, with Trump putting his face out there, now who's the president? The president is Trump. All right, it was a setup, you know. The fix is in.
Yeah, and another thing is Trump did just as much damage than he really did more by enacting homosexuality, gay marriage rights into America, man. He's the one that did that. He's the one that gave bailouts to the rich elite. Y'all act like Obama was for the people. Slovakia. There we go. Y'all act like Obama was for the people, but Obama gave bailouts to the rich bankers, man. You know what I'm saying? He the one that bailed out the bankers. So, you know.
Even Bush gave us a check.
Obama gave a phone. They might say, oh, the Obama phone.
Got your Obama phone?
And the Obama phone. Shut up. You know, Clinton did a hell of a lot of damage too, man. You know. All right, yeah. There we go. Just had to make sure you up and running properly.
Kind. Verse 12.
Yeah. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Right, that's those beautiful things, man. Those breads and circuses, those things that make everything look so good in America. You can come to America and you can prosper. You can start with nothing, and you can be Wyclef Jean. You
Yeah,
know, you
and also the nuclear missiles. You know, when they dropped them bombs, they was like, oh shit, like these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
I would be on the winning side.
Yeah. You know, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. You know, and you could say the eagle, you know, things like that. But at the end of the day, the ability to manipulate the masses was via through sorcery, your TV, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, CNN, Fox. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Trump will get on there and tell you yourself, man. You know, that's why they got a term called alternative media at this point, because people don't even rely on these major news stations, man.
Okay.
You shouldn't. If you're the news, you're supposed to give reports accurately and directly. Every site should be able to tell you, you know, what's going on. Why else you go on Fox and you see one side of the coin and go on to NBC and you see another side of the coin? It shouldn't be like that if it's just news and it's just truth. All right, you know, you have a school shooting and they'll be like, we need to stop gun laws. The other side be like, you know, we need to enact gun laws. You know what I'm saying? The house divided against itself shall not stand.
And then in both sides of the coin, they'll blacklist certain things. They won't announce the things that are important. They're not going to tell you, hey, look, Russia's got this nuke that does this, that, and the third. But they'll put in your face, surviving R. Kelly, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So they got their own agendas.
Yep, they got their own agendas. It's problem action solution, a problem reaction solution. You know, it's just basically setting you up for you to beg for the chip, setting you up to beg for whatever they have intended for us. Ultimately, it's a chip. People gonna beg for the martial law. People gonna beg for the chip. You know. Verse 15 it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
That's right. So when this does go down, it's gonna get to the nitty gritty. Like, okay, you took it. You didn't take it. Why didn't you take it? Now you didn't take it. Now it's gonna be a consequence for that repercussion. All right.
Because the democracy really goes back to the image of the beast, really the way of America. You know what I'm saying? And its military. You know, which is you got the beast, the image. You know what I'm saying? And its ideology. So American is military, and also the ideology, the democracy, this is the right way to live, this is the bad way to live. That is a reflection of that. And then when people go against that, they worship that image. They worship democracy. They worship freedom. They worship homosexuality and what they consider hate crimes or what's not hate crimes. You know, you can see, you go on social media and they be like, that dude is ma'am. I say ma'am, and they be like people putting hearts under there and like, y'all don't understand and you should be having, compassion toward this individual. No, nigga, gay is Christmas, man.
Right.
You know? Like that shit ain't right. It's weird. You know? How you doing? I'm doing a lesson right now, okay? Let me go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Just get 16, 17, 18. I think when we can close it out, because that's pretty much where it's at.
All right, verse 16. It says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that.
Hey, that's what it all comes down to right there. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're in jail, whether you're rich, whether you're poor. All right, whether you're black, white, it doesn't even matter. Okay, everybody's gonna have to make that decision whether you're gonna get this chip or not.
Yeah. A lot of these people got chips already, man. You know, these rich celebrities. You know, it says rich and poor. You know, a lot of these big time celebrities are trying to ensure their riches. So they're already making the moves toward getting this chip already, and have gotten it, or setting up their house to have it, and all that, man.
Also, we live in a one up society. You know, they're always trying to one up the guy that's next to you. Oh, you ain't on this. You know, you ain't saucing like me. You know what I'm saying? I can just wham, look, car start. That's all I had to do. My car start. You ain't got that.
Yep.
You know, so that's the mentality that's already here. So that's the way that they're gonna try to ride to get this chip, man.
And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And that's an important scripture right there, because it says that you might not buy or sell, which proves that
It's not a doctrine.
exactly.
You know, you can still buy or sell, because we don't get along with homosexuals. And then the scriptures say if you put on the mark that you can't take it off. You know, that you're going to be put to death once you get the mark. You know, how many people, when I was younger, you know, I wasn't with it, but at the same time, the basically I was like, as long as it ain't me, you know what I'm saying, type of deal. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't balls to the wall, be like, oh, you just hate, you need to stop hating people. No, I wasn't like that, but I was just like, you know, leave them alone, man. I was like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, says you bid them God speed, you are partakers of their sins, right? So basically, you know, we had the so if you call it a belief, we all had the RFID chip, because we weren't born into this truth. You know, we repented and put off our sins. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things we accepted that was an American ideology. There's still things that we're putting off that is American culture in our lives. And people are considering that the chip. Even Christianity, we all were born into. We weren't born in this truth. Nobody came in. Even if you were atheist, it's even worse. You know, that ain't talking about no doctrine. You know, we can put off a doctrine, but you can't put off that incision in your skin. You know, you've been branded. You basically took a physical mark. You know, to say that Esau owns you. That's what you're saying. Okay.
And I even talked to a guy. He said that basically, if it came down to it, he said that he would take it, you know, just to get his resources on the chip, and then he said he would take it out. Like that's cool to do that. You're already too far.
That shit gonna release. That cyanide gonna release. It's gonna crack. You know, just like that mercury in a thermometer is going. That shit crack and get into your bloodstream. It's a wrap for you. You know, that stuff works off your body heat and then shut off.
Exactly.
You know? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 So that's the number of man. It's 6. And it's 603 And it's basically the barcode system, because every long line on the barcode is representative of a 6. And there's always 3 long lines, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end, man. You know what I'm saying? They may put a 0 there, but no, that's 666. And then you got numerical codes within the little lines. Those are numerical codes also. Okay? So this is the number of a man. You know what I'm saying? This is the number that says I own you, that, you know, the Lord don't own you. And that's ultimately what Esau want to do. He wants to play God. You know, or no, not play God. He wants to be the Most High. Okay?
They sit on the seat as the Most High.
Yep, that's right. You know, so, you know, we're going to close it out with that. You know, Salakia for not being able to really dig in on it, but I think the Spirit gave us the utterance to get everything we needed for it, you know. So we're going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Bokar Kodash, double honor to apostles / elders. That was double honor to apostles / elders. Salutations to you brothers out there teaching and doing truth, sincerity, and sincere. Ahaba Thumb, Zaquayan. Shalom.